Hello, everybody. I just came out of the shower. I washed my hair, and as you are seeing by the title of this video, things are not very well. And you may be asking, why the hell are you making a video and starting on such a negative note, or restarting on such a negative note? But in all honesty, I am literally sick and tired of answering, yeah, I'm okay. Because you know that's the first question. Hi, how you doing? Are you okay? And you know everybody's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm not fine. I'm literally not fine. And I am literally sick and tired of constantly giving into the narrative that everything is fine. I am not fine. So, see this, right? I kept it on just to film this video because I literally spent 9 hours, 9 hours in the hospital for the doctor to tell me Wednesday night. Sorry, I spent Wednesday 9 hours in on Wednesday night in the hospital for the doctor to tell me that I'm dehydrated, that I'm exhausted, and my anxiety is through the roof. I've literally been feeling sick to the point where I feel like I'm gonna faint, where I feel like this is just gonna be the end of it, and nothing was adding up. And I just did not know how to make sense of anything. I go into the hospital um, Wednesday evening, and I had chest pains. My head is hurting me. I feel like I'm gonna faint. And the doctors are like, okay, let's, assess for a heart attack, or, if something is like gonna happen. And nothing. All my vitals are fine. My heart rate is fine. My oxygen level is literally 100 or 99. And nothing's adding up. I want to know what the hell's going on. So we do ECGs, we do CT scans, we do X-rays, everything. As I told you, I spent 9 hours in the hospital. I mean, 6 of it was just like basically waiting, but I spent 9 hours in the hospital, miserable, sleeping on a chair for the whole night, for the doctor to tell me that I am depressed and anxious. Yeah, I literally am sick and tired of it. And it's just I can't do that anymore, to just lie to myself and be like, yeah, everything's fine. Don't get me wrong. I have a job which is helping to pay the bills, but it's also making me very sick, right? Day by day. I have a flat. I'm warm. I have food to eat, which are very good things. But there's many other things. Mentally, I'm not fine. Physically, 50%, I would say. And I just, I don't know anymore. I just don't. So here I am, telling the world that I'm not fine, because I'm sick and tired of constantly lending into the narrative that, oh yeah, be positive, be optimistic, be, happy about life and everything. And inside myself, I feel trapped. I literally feel trapped in my body. You want to know something else? So here's what happened, right? I came to the UK in 2022, and I am, I wouldn't say I'm poor, because I'm not really. I have, things going for me. I have a life that I'm pretty much happy with, but I'm not somebody who has £10,000 just sat in my account. I live essentially paycheck to paycheck, right? Um, so if you're hearing that sound in the background, it's my washing machine. I'm doing laundry at the moment. And so yes, I came to the UK 2.5 ish years ago, and I had a lot of time. Like for the first year, I had a lot of time on my hands, and what that allowed me to do was research. Now, in the Caribbean, when I went in Trinidad, let me stop saying the word Caribbean. In Trinidad, when I was there was a lot of things that mentally I did not understand, and one of the things that I did not clock when I was in Trinidad was the fact that I do have ADHD. And for those of you who don't have it and don't understand what it is something that is a big thing, because ADHD is, although it's overlooked a lot of the time, especially in countries like the Caribbean and third world countries, where it is seen as somebody who is just, misbehaving, or somebody who just is lazy, or somebody who's just, miserable and doesn't want to listen, right? There's a reason for it. Because mentally we are not the same as the average day-to-day normal person. So, back to the story. So, I contact my GP and I said, "Look, I think I have ADHD. How do I get this diagnosed?" My GP does the paperwork and everything else. He said, "Okay, you should hear back in a month." 2.5 months go by. I hear nothing. So I contact them again, and they said, "Oh, there was some miscommunication and the referral was not sent." So I was like, "Okay, send it again." So they sent it. Then this is 2023, like maybe like around April, May, around there. So a year into me being in the UK. So it's sent. I get an email saying that my referral was received. It is being looked into, and I will be contacted if there's any updates. Mind you, this is May 2023. So April of 24 this year, I get a call from the ADHD clinic, and the lady was like, "Okay, well, you've been recommended for diagnosis, and your name has been put on the wait list." So I'm like, "Okay, now that's a lot, because I've been waiting for almost 2 years already." So I get excited. I said, "Okay, I'm gonna get my ADHD diagnosed, and I'm gonna move on with my life, and everything's gonna happen. My life is gonna push forward." So she tells me, "Yes, you've been put on the wait list. You just need to wait until your time comes by, and you to get diagnosed." So I asked her. I said, "Oh, that's really nice. That's good news, and I'm very happy to hear that. So how soon will the appointment be? Will it be in a week or two, or a month or two? Generally, with the NHS, things take like 2 to 3 months, right?" The lady pauses for a second, and she's like, "No, no, I don't think you understand what I said." So she said, your name has been added to the wait list. Your appointment will not be very soon because the list is very long and the average wait time for ADHD diagnosis is 8 years. And in that moment, I literally felt like my heart dropped. My heart literally sank in that moment because I do not have 1,500 pounds or even 2,000 pounds, because when you get diagnosed, you have to have medication and all that stuff. So 2,000 pounds to get a diagnosis done privately. 8 years. At that point in time, I was 26. So I'd be 32 when I got my diagnosis. Now, with adults or any kind of ADHD, the later you catch it or the later you get it diagnosed, it becomes more difficult to manage. Especially if it's somebody who is, over 30. And it has literally been the bane of my existence. And people might be saying, "Oh, well, what if you don't have it? Whatever." I listen. If I don't have ADHD, then penalize me tomorrow. But based on all the research and listen, I've done research for a year and a half. I'm talking about like 6 hours a day, not continuously, but still, I'm talking about 6 hours a day for a year and a half. I've been just sitting down and reading articles and watching videos and understanding the ins and outs of ADHD and how to deal with it and how to, go about it without medication and how to deal with it if it's undiagnosed and all these other things, right? And it's been a lot. I literally, like when somebody says, like somebody gets information overload, it literally kind of fries your brain. That's how I've been feeling. Because I am that convinced that I do have ADHD. And it's been a hell of a roller coaster. In addition to that, I almost died in February this year. So, anyways, um, I need to sit down and explain things in more detail than this, but I hope that people understand what's going on. And before anybody asks, oh, well, where have you been for X amount of years? Why have you not been posting videos? I've been dealing with a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. I've been depressed for a very long time. I do suffer from depression, anxiety to the point where my hands are like this. And it's been a lot to get used to, because literally leaving your country and coming to a whole nother country like this, and then having no family here and readjusting and getting accustomed to life in a city when you come from the outskirts. And trust me, Port of Spain is nothing like London. It does not compare. Not for a second. Yeah. So life's been challenging. Don't get me wrong, it's been very rewarding as well, but it's been more challenging than it's been rewarding. And the good moments, right? I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and tell you that it's just been trauma for 2 years. No, there's been good times as well, but unfortunately, as it stands right now, the good has outshined the bad, and I need to literally stop sitting down within myself and saying it's okay, because I'm not. Okay, so